Morning, everyone. Just wanting to kind of update you a little bit on what we've got going on here at Mueller Built. So currently, right now, we're working on a chicken barn out in Nehill County. So up here, you'll see that we've got our office area just framed in here right now. Something different that we're doing on this one, just because we had a spur of luck in just hitting some price markets just right. So we're actually building this entire building out of 2x8 framing, 2 foot on center, and then we've also got 3/4 inch plywood going all the way around. So currently we've been on this site for 3 weeks, and we've got so it's a 230 by 50 building. So we've got our framing and done for the most part. We've got a little bit of an open section out front here, just because in Alberta we've been racing the frost every morning, so we've been taking advantage of the good days going on, get some lighting ready for doing interior work this week. So something I want to kind of point out to you is we've got something going on differently here. We've got what we are calling girders, horizontal girders. So we've got these set on our end wall here. So we've got it between 12 and 16 feet, which is where all of our wind bracing and W bracing comes in here. So then you can see that our wind bracing and then some of these W's that we've got started, haven't quite finished them just yet, but they all tie into this place here. So the challenge that we've had in the past is like you'll build a large building like this, and just as the wood dries and the building process goes along, these buildings are prone to move a lot on you, even if you've got your end wall braced up really well. So then the advantage that we found on this one so far in the plan is that it's kept this building just absolutely locked in from day one. So we built this all in 32-foot sections going on. So we did wall sections in 32-foot bits, and then we also did roof sections in 32-foot bits, and then lifted everything up with our telehandler. So then with doing that, the plan was to have a set of girders here halfway through the building as well, just because the same thing that we've seen in a lot of large buildings is that they'll tend to move. So on this one here, we've actually got angle bracing to the center of our building, also tying those girders into our walls. So then those big long angles there, we've got quite a bit of strength holding those, because we've got another set that goes over to the sidewall there as well. You can see the set of blocking holding it down, GRK'd and screwed. So we're standing at the center mark here, and again, you can see we've got these horizontal girders along the top cords and along the bottom cords as well. And again, that's just to help to reinforce everything that we've got going on. They're not going to replace any diagonal bracing for us, but rather they're going to just be an addition. So everywhere where we've got like laterals sitting on our webs here, and then we've got laterals on our king posts as well, we're going to have some X bracing down the king post, and then along the queen post we'll just have diagonals running the entire way as well, from one end to the other. And then those girders will replace like a typical center X that you would do, just because they've got more than enough strength in order to hold everything. So in this wall here, you can see that we've got plywood all the way up from base all the way up to the top cord there as well. You can see there's quite a few fans going in there, so we're really wanting that extra strength out of the 3/4 inch plywood. And then again, you can see this main girder detail here along the bottom, where you can see the wall W's done, wind bracing done, and all that ties directly into those trusses there as well. So something that we did in addition to, so everywhere we've got these webs in those girder trusses, those are also fully nailed up to our W's as well as our catwalks. And then we've also got our ceiling strapping everywhere that it intersects. It's got nailed out as well. So it creates a really solid structure in order for us to hold what we've got going on. So currently what I'm walking on top of here is we've got a manure pit below us that's 12 feet deep, and then this is where the manure belts are going to dump in for the chicken there. So we've got 48 by 84-inch doors, just 2 of them going in here. And again, those are the Mueller Built expandable jam doors as well, with the integrated trims. Something I'll point out that we do on large buildings like this. So we've got basically just flat bar 1/4 inch by 1.5 inch punched out for our mounts there. And then you can see that those are paired directly next to a double stud. So then the order of process that we did is we set our brown board down first with just some 3/8 bolts to temporarily hold it. And then we do this strapping detail here. So in this strapping detail, it wraps all the way underneath and then goes up the other side there, and then paired with a 1/2 inch by 7-inch Hilti bolt, wedge bolt going down into there. It creates a really good tie. And then we've got double studs going every 6 feet. So every 6 feet, we've got these Simpson strong ties, just tying everything down together. So it creates an absolutely rock solid, connection between the building and the concrete. I've been on a few of these builds to see other builders do it, when stuff failed and stuff rips out, and you'll see the concrete bolts in there and the boards ripped out from around it. So by doing this, we're holding everything down nice and solid as well. So here you can see that there's some concrete bolts that are just 2 feet apart. That's the beginning of one pre-built section and then the ending of another. So that's kind of what we've got going on here. We've also got 2-foot truss heels. So we've got plywood tying 2 feet down onto our wall and then all the way up to those truss heels there, creating a really solid thing. And then we don't need to have insulation stops because we've got that plywood up there. And then the other thing that it does for us as well is it keeps wind current and all those things away from this one as well. So most of our venting is going out these fans. We don't have anything drawing down from the attic space. So we're not terribly concerned about, how much opening that we have in the attic space, other than just making sure that we have enough in order to vent this entire building. So that's kind of where we're at. 4 guys, 3 weeks, 230 by 50. It's been going well.